I did end up taking the stock fuel lines out. So this is the stock feed and return line that I took out today. And also this big, the stock fuel filter. Don't need this anymore either. I had to notch this out a little bit so that way my feed line will have room over here. The cover's not gonna fit back on, but I don't really care about the cover. I got a fitting for this, and I have a fitting for the return line right onto this push clock fitting right here. So I just have to get line for that stuff, and I'll probably do that either tomorrow or the day after. So I just wanted to at least film for 2 seconds because I took all the old stock fuel stuff out. So when I get my fuel line and we start making fuel lines, I will continue filming from there. Alright, so we're back at the shop, and so yesterday I started the fuel line fittings on and in the tank. I started to run the line underneath the car, and I pulled it out up over here, and I started figuring out where everything's gonna go. But I went and bought a whole bunch of P-clamps, and I'm definitely not self-tapping the P-clamps into the bottom of the car, because one, they don't really last long, and it's just really not like, it's just a really shitty way to do it. So I went and I got this from work too. But alright, so long story short, basically it starts like this. You drill a hole, you slide this in there, then you use the tool, and see how it's got another layer, like it pulled it up and smushed it. So it basically pinches in between those two layers right there, and then basically the hole is now threaded. So I'm just gonna show you basically how to use this. So I already drilled a hole right here. This is the hole that I'm gonna be putting the rib nut in. So you drill a hole, you slide that in there, then you take the tool, thread it into the insert. Then all you gotta do is squeeze this closed, and twist it in a little more. Squeeze it closed again. I would do it a couple times to make sure that it's squeezing good enough. And now we have a threaded hole for us to put a bolt through both of the P-clamps for the feed and the return line. So I'm just gonna probably throw this stuff in because it's gonna be hard to film while I'm laying on the ground. If I had a lift, it'd be a lot easier to do and a lot easier for me to film for you guys, but I'm just gonna bang this stuff out quick, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Alright, so the last couple days I didn't really film too much, like a few clips here and there, but I've been going crazy working on this thing non-stop every single day. My fuel lines are all done. The vacuum lines for my fuel pressure regulator are all done. Here's the return line from the bottom of the regulator right here. And my feed line, aeromotive inline fuel filter to the rail, then from the rail to the regulator, and then the regulator, I showed you the return line all the way back. So the fuel lines are completely done. The vacuum lines for the wastegate, I have both of them there, and I'm gonna tuck them up nice under here. I'm gonna tuck them up. But those, I made the T from the turbo to the wastegate to one side of the boost controller, which I have the wrong fittings, I have to get them, but I made the lines anyway because I know that once I get the fittings that I have all the right stuff. So once I do that, then those lines will be done, and all I gotta do is wire this into my ECU. So long story short, all the fuel lines are completely done. I'm gonna go underneath the car real quick and show you how I have them set up. Here you can see how I have my feed line coming up from the middle and going straight in, and then the return line is right there. So they come down from the bottom of the tank right here, and I have them P-clamped right there again, and they're ran all nicely away from the exhaust and away from the shift linkage. I mean, they're near the shift linkage, but they're not touching at all. Nice up there, and then they loop right up underneath the sway bar, right in between the sway bar and the subframe right here. And it's not close to the exhaust, so nothing should get hot or anything, but they're nicely all P-clamped up and out of the way. And so I think that's gonna be it for today's video. And I might actually stay and start filming the next video right now, but that's all that we're gonna include for this video is all the fuel line stuff, and I showed you I did all the vacuum lines. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.